Hi, good morning grooms. Welcome back to Butte Forge. Today we're going to do the hot work demo. I'm going to start off showing you guys how to forge some simple tapers. Everybody wants to learn how to make a knife. That's the normal thing that gets them inspired to learn how to blacksmith. Gee, I want to make a knife. Well, the first thing you're going to have to learn how to do is you're going to have to learn how to make a taper. Very simple thing. Almost every knife, that's all a knife is a big taper with a handle on it. So you master this, you don't even have a chance at making a knife. So we're going to start here at the basics. All right. First thing you want to do, cut your bars about maybe 30 inches long or 40 inches long. The reason for that is because it divides evenly into an entire bar. You can get 6 or 8 bars, okay? Also, you don't need a pair of tongs. Tongs is going to be hard to work with when you're first learning, so you want to try to keep tongs out of your hand in the very, very beginning, okay? All right, so we're going to make our taper. I've got some bars getting hot now. First thing you guys need to make sure, have some good safety glasses that fit your face, fit around your cheeks. You're going to want some hearing protection. And then we use a cotton glove. These are called hot mill gloves. These are something that helps you hold the bars of steel as they get hotter, okay? Real blacksmiths, nothing in that hand. I'm a guitar player. I don't want to burn my little fingers, so I'm going to use something to help keep my hands safe. All right, so remember the last video where I said you got to forge on an X and Y axis, okay? I'm going to teach you how to do this the way I was taught. So we're going to work like this, okay? Because a square bar has 4 sides, you have to forge all appropriate sides. So what you're going to see me do, you can even count the licks with me, but I'm going to evenly hit all 4 sides. Hit one side, 180 degrees around, then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, and then 180 from that. All right, here we go on a square bar to start. Put your hip right into the anvil, X and Y. 3. 3 again. 3 again. Keep this up. All right. It's starting to get a little cold. I'm going to throw it back in the forge. It's really important to keep the bar temperature good and hot. This is getting too cold, okay? You're going to hurt your elbow. It's going to get harder and harder. Work won't stay consistent. We're going to throw that back in. Take another one out. Here we go. Turn it over. Turn it over. 3. 3 again. Now I'll just kind of work it out. Straighten it out if you need to. Okay, I'm going to come up to the vise and show you. So this is roughed out. Just got it started. It's getting too cold. Don't worry about any of that stuff in the beginning. You're going to take another heat and clean all that up. All right, second heat. Okay, straighten it out a little. Starting to get a little bit of a bow in it. That's pretty natural. Getting too cold. As you can tell, the tip is working out. It's getting smaller and smaller. Well, you want to try to keep this straight, okay? If this starts to twist on you, you're going to want to put it in the vise and twist it. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to a smaller hammer, and I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to sharpen up the point. Fix the shoulder. Not terrible. Okay. So with the smaller hammer, you can see I can really sharpen up those lines nice and sharp, and that's what you're after. Okay. Right about here, this is called the shoulder of the taper. That's your tip of the taper. The shoulder, as you can tell, likes to get a little wide, and that's generally where you have to work it out, spend a little extra time is right on the shoulder. All right. That's how you forge square bar tapers. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but you want to practice this, just keep working them out, cut it off, throw it back in the forge, do it again, cut it off, do it again, until you get really good at it. Next, let's say you want to make a taper out of round bar. Okay, so I've got some round bar here. When you forge round bar, you have to take it square first, okay? So first you make a square out of it. After you make a square out of it, you make a taper just like we did on the square bar. And then you can make it round after you make the taper. So we're going to go through those steps right now. First thing I'm going to do is go square. Turn it 90 degrees. Give myself a square bar. Getting too cold, we're going to take it hot again. We'll start this one. Now all I'm doing is giving myself a small section of square material to work with. Close enough for me. So once you have a little bit of a square bar, now you can work the taper out exactly like we did on the last one. Which one's that? That one. All right. Here we go. Okay, come up to the end, vise here. Okay, so what I've done is I've started to forge a little bit of a square out of the round, and then on the second heat, I started to work that taper out. I'm going to do that twice, just like the other one, and then we'll round it back out. All right, here we go, working X and Y, even blows. Whenever it gets too crooked, take a second and fix it. Okay, too cold. That's way too cold. I'm done. Throw that back in. Draw this out a little bit more. Flip it over. going to take another heat, and then with the smaller hammer, I'm going to flatten it back out, true it up. Going to do the same to this one. Again, I'm forging all appropriate sides of the bar. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to take another heat out of that and then true it up. Alright, small hammer time. Okay, so I've got a small taper on a piece of round bar. So next what you do to make this round is you're going to turn this square bar into an 8-sided octagon bar. So I'm going to hammer on the bias like this, and then I'll hammer on the bias like that when it comes out of the forge again. Okay, so we're on the bias. Turn it over, 90 degrees, 90 degrees again, and you're going to work this out to get a close octagon. Okay, so as you can see, I've broke down the corners on all these sides. It's starting to get round. One more heat, it'll be round. Okay, come in again. There again, we broke down the corners, and on this final heat, we'll make it round. Okay, now you can spin it. Now, I like to start at the shoulder up at the top. Another heat, getting too cold. Bars get hot. That's why we use these gloves. Round it out. Nice and round. That's the trick to it. You always go square to octagon to round. So even if you start with a round bar and you want a round taper, you still have to go to square first. That's the rule. If you don't, and you want to do it your own way, or as some of my students used to laugh when I say, if you want to have Eric Cartman syndrome, which is basically, screw you, I'm doing it my way, what's going to happen to you is these little tips are going to split out. And they're going to split and split and split, and you're going to go batty. It's because you're not going square first, okay? So, remember, always work the steel red hot, always square to round. Have a good forge. I'm Marty Crooms. We'll see you next time at Butte Forge.